So this right here, this is what we're calling our interior range, right? The gun range that's inside the hideout. And we have all sorts of little mini games or firing range experiences. There's 3 to be exact. And this is where we want the player to be tested on different kinds of gunplay with this classified rifle that we have in the experience. So again, I love the visuals of this. This is all through Unreal Engine 5. We're super excited for it. You could look through this. You could see Darren's vision. You could see what Greg has done and what Eric has done and what Steve has done with his concept work. I mean, there's just so much effort poured in through the team on this that we just love to finally get it in your hands to check it out. But what I really want to talk about right now is the firing range experience. And I think the best person to talk about that is our Director of Gameplay Engineering, which is Jim here on the end. So Jim, tell us all about these firing ranges and how it works.
Thanks, Quinn. So I was watching people play over here, and I think this first firing range, pretty much everybody understood it right away. So let me kind of contrast this one and the second one. This first one, there's one target active at a time. And so we don't even put that on the, it's not even on the HUD. There's just one target pops up, you shoot it, the next target pops up, and the targets are not moving much. They move a little bit to get out from behind one of those kind of barriers. So it's very simple. There's 10 targets and they pop up and they're really relatively close range. You can see the end of the range very easily. Honestly, watching people play over here, I feel like maybe our learning curve was a little too steep on the second target range. A lot of people started the second range and it's way upstairs. That's not a great picture for it. But they started the second target range and it pops up and it says, oh, there's 2 targets active. And people are like, where are they? And then they go down the elevator and they're kind of looking around for where are the targets. The truth is the targets are like a lot farther away, and you really have to, there's a lot of fog and stuff. So to be honest, Quinn and Rob kept telling me and some of the other guys, this is not meant to be an easy game.
That's right.
It's like, we're gonna lean into shadows on this game, and so it should be hard to see your enemies and these targets, so it's totally fine. So people can play that again, I would say, if you only had one chance to play it here. So that's the second one. You want me to tell about the third one?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the really thing that's important to hear from you, Jim, is what is the 3 ranges and what is the skills we're trying to test for the players? Because that was something that you really did a good job of executing with your team on, the interior range, what's the goal there, the goal for the first exterior, and then the goal for the bottom range and the surprises down there.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one is really, the targets are very visible. There's only one choice at a time. So it's really about quick acquisition, target to target to target, and it's really just about very quickly moving from one target to the next. Whereas the second target range, they're farther off, so it's more about scanning the environment and seeing where the targets are, and they're a lot farther off, so it's much more challenging to actually get headshots. So that second firing range is much more difficult. As I say, it might have been wise for us to have another one in between the two to kind of scale up to that. But anyway, you guys like hard games, I'm sure. So the third one we call our reaction trial, and the clock works differently there. You start the trial. This is down at the bottom. You take the elevator down, and there's a button to start the trial, and then you move through. We actually, Praz actually added a lot of arrows to kind of guide you through the environment. There's yellow kind of spray painted arrows to guide you through, and it's all about quick reactions. Those targets are relatively close, but you're kind of moving forward, and you don't know exactly when they're going to pop up because you can't really see the trigger that's going to pop them up. Probably if you play it 10, 20 times, you'll know exactly where they get triggered. But the idea is to test your quick reflexes and your reaction time. So you go through, some 2 to 4 things pop up and you shoot them. So that's the third one.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is something else that we really wanted with these these targets to be there is like, hey, we have a weapon in the game. It's not going to be fun if we just have a space where you're just shooting the wall or the floor, messing around. What do we have in there? So you could actually look at what's the bullet drop, right? What's the projectile speed? Because every weapon in our game, we're going to have projectiles and speeds that are varying at different distances. So we want to see how does that feel? And that's why some of the targets move, some of them don't. And then we got really good fun stuff in there with the chaos system that Unreal provides, where you've got destruction on the targets. So it's fun to just, we were earlier on in development, we had it so as soon as you hit a target, the target just like immediately goes down. We're like, that's not very fun. Like, what do we do about that? It's like, well, why don't we have the target stay up for just a second so you could see, oh man, I blew a hole in the leg of that target. Oh, that person just got lobotomized. Their head's gone, right? Because we got destruction in there. And that made a bigger difference in just the overall fun. Even though you're not shooting other players, that'll come. But you're not shooting any other players right now. You're just shooting targets, and you're kind of learning the gunplay of what we're trying to go with DEADROP. And that's just a single weapon, and there'll be more to come as well. So that's the main reason why we got all these targets, these firing ranges, all that, so we can get feedback from you on the spread of the weapon, the recoil, the bullet, the projectile speeds, everything. So yeah, so that is out here in the exterior range. For me, the second one is a lot of fun because of the ranges and the heights. Because in a game that is a vertical extraction shooter, you're not just going to be shooting everyone that's on the same plane as you. You're going to have to be looking up, looking down. The height advantage is going to be a real deal in our game. So those are some of the exciting things about the exterior range as well.